It's Friday, June 3rd, 4:59 p.m. I was taking a nap, of course, because that's what I do. And actually, I heard something. It sounded like a 2x4 hitting cement. It woke me up. So I asked Jim if he heard it. He didn't, but he said he was in and out watering these plants. But about 15 minutes before that, he heard something hit the roof of the garage. So while I was in there sleeping, the leaves showed up on this arrangement on the top step. And you might say that happened naturally, but because they have been falling quite a bit. But when you come over here to my chair, there's also one dead center on my seat. And it's like folded pretty. So I'm pretty sure they did this. And something else I just noticed. Hang on. Oh, me and my knees. Okay, first of all, let's look at this closer. It's like put in a very good spot, like it balances this artistic thing out. And then look here. There's a little T on the top step. And I have seen them make those a lot, so. Could be natural, or that could be them. So there, we got two things plus one in my chair. Pretty cool. This is Saturday, and it's 5:52 p.m. I just got up from a nap. I've been taking allergy pills, so along with everything else, that's making me tired. Anyways, I just had a feeling that when I got up, something would happen out here, and it did. So the first thing I see is that the little basket's turned over, and there's something in it. And it's one of those maple seeds from the maple tree. So let's look at it. That's awesome. Isn't that cute? So, hey guys, look. I found it. That's so awesome. Thank you. I love it. I wanted to take a couple minutes here to say thank you to my viewers who left me comments and messages wishing me well for my health. And I also wanted to say to those of you that shared with me that you also are suffering with chronic pain and illnesses, that my thoughts go out to you as well. And I also want to talk about this next section of the diary video, because there's a lot of audio in it. Excuse me, and I think it needs an explanation. A lot of you know that I like tea, hot tea. I will have 2 or 3 cups a day. So I make it in a tea kettle and I boil the water. And ever since I've been not feeling good, my legs and knees hurt quite a bit. And so I'm slow about getting around and getting up to like take it off the burner. So the tea kettle has been going off and whistling for quite a while before I get to it. Then I'll take it off the burner and then it'll die off real quick. Well, when I was listening to the audio, what I heard was my tea kettle go off. And I thought, okay, I must have been making a cup of tea, so I'll hear that sometimes when I'm doing audio, listening to my audio. And so I just figured that's what it was. Then it happened again, and I thought, well, that's strange, but maybe I made 2 cups. Then I heard it again, and the third time I was thinking, something's not right here, because I wouldn't make 3 cups in a row like that in one night. So I went back and I re-listened to it, and then I realized that wasn't me making tea. That was something else. And so what I think's been going on is that, especially the last few months, the Bigfoots have probably been hearing my tea kettle go off and carry on for a while, and they're mimicking it. And I think it's probably a younger one, like a juvenile. Before I go any further, I want to say that actually I can't claim any of this stuff as Bigfoot, because I didn't see it. I didn't see a Bigfoot doing it. It's just an educated guess based on my observations and doing a process of elimination of what else could be making these sounds. Now, the second sound that I heard that's different is very near the porch or the recorder, is a crunching, eating sound. And I have never heard this before. It sounds like something or someone, whenever it bites, it sounds kind of human, like a human taking a bite out of something. It sounds like it's a piece of celery, like that's about the crunch and the size and everything that it sounds like. Jim and I discussed it, and we looked up on YouTube different things eating things like celery or apples. I looked up a gorilla eating an apple, and that kind of sounded like it, but it wasn't quite right. I also looked up a chimpanzee. That wasn't quite right. We eliminated rabbits because they're not nocturnal. This happened at night. Raccoons don't fit the bill either. Deer, that's not right. A possum kind of sounded like what I was hearing. The only problem with that is the area around our house where I'm hearing the chewing, there hasn't been anything eaten down, like any of my plants or anything, especially not for the length of time that I heard the eating. I mean, something would have had to really been chewed up around the house, and there was nothing. So through process of elimination, we eliminated those things, and the thing that we found on YouTube that sounded the closest to what we were hearing on the audio was a small monkey, and the speed that it was chewing and the crunch factor and all that sounded about right. So what I think I'm hearing in the audio is a very small juvenile Bigfoot eating something. And if you remember back in August of last year, there was an infant that left the arm print and the footprint and the hand prints and stuff on our car. Well, that one would be about a year old now. So I think it's a very good possibility that that is the one that's coming up that I'm hearing eating. Now, at the time, which was around June 4th, that we heard this eating, around here, that's the time that rhubarb is ripe. We have a neighbor just up the road that has rhubarb in his yard, and there's probably a lot of other people who grow it around here. Jim loves it, and I know a lot of people do. So there's a very good possibility that what I heard being eaten was rhubarb. Now, another aspect to all this is that I think there have been 2 juveniles coming up together, an older one and then that little 1-year-old. You'll hear noises around the porch, movement, the eating, chewing, things like that. And then you hear also off in the distance a little bit the tea kettle whistle. So there are two different individuals making these sounds. There was an event that happens on July 12th that will be coming in the next video. I'm going to have to separate this diary into two diaries, so it'll be 121 and 122. And I don't like to do that because there are some things that come later that help explain some of the things that are happening earlier. So I don't like to do that, but I have to because the video would just be 2 hours long at least. So I'm breaking it up, and that thing that happened on July 12th confirms to me that there are two younger ones coming up together. So you can look for that. Hopefully that will help. My explanation will help you know what to look for as you're listening to the audio. So thank you for your patience, and here we go. Okay, this is Friday, June 10th. It is 6:45 a.m. And this morning, ran out of eggs in our inside fridge, so I came out to get some. Jim's brother has chickens, and they give us a lot of eggs. And there were, I think, 3 or 4 dozen eggs plus an 18-pack eggs in here. So I come out to get them, and I know just a couple days ago they were in here. And I came out, and there was 1 pack of eggs in there, the 18-pack. The others are all gone. And I looked in the drawers, I looked in that freezer, thinking maybe they moved them just for a joke or whatever, like they do, but nope, they're gone. The store's open all the time, and the garage door has been open a lot too, so apparently now they're shopping in our fridge for eggs. Which I don't mind. Like I just told Jim, they've given us so much pleasure and stuff, I don't care if they take some eggs, but at least they left us the big pack. Like I was telling Jim, they're probably thinking, there's only 2 of you can just have that size pack, which is bigger. We'll take these other ones for our clan. And so anyways, that's what happened this morning. I just walked in the house to finish my breakfast and talked to Jim for a minute, and I just noticed when I was standing in there looking out the window, 2 sticks leaned up against the tree, and I asked Jim if he did that for any reason, and he said no. So let's go take a look. And I thought they didn't do anything this morning when I did my rounds. Little did I know they were shopping in our fridge and leaning big sticks against the tree. See, there's 1, 2. I wonder why they did that. I mean, it's something that they do, for sure, in the woods. Wow. Cool. It is Saturday, June 11th, 6:33 p.m. I laid down for a nap because I was extremely tired after we got home from, we went to town. I bought a few plants while we were in town. I haven't planted them yet, but that's because I had to go lay down. So, anyhow, I was in there for 3 hours probably, from about 2 to 6-ish. So, the Bigfoots were up while I was in there anyway, so before I get into what they did though, the other day I thought the grandkids were coming, but then they weren't able to, so I took all the toys up and put them in that container, which I do sometimes just so that they don't get lost. I took the bucket thing, I put it in the fridge, but then or on top of the fridge, but whenever I found out that they weren't able to come, I brought it back out and sat it up there. Then the other night, I came out and wanted to sit on the swing here, so I moved it down there, so it's been there since yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday. Nothing happened. This morning I checked it, and this is how it was. And now let me show you how it is now. As you can see, the Snow White doll, which was underneath Jim's doll and my doll and the cat, is now not there. So they took it out, and look where they put it. They put it right here on the railing. Isn't that cute? Now it's in the sitting position. It's in the same position that I've had it in on the front porch. They could have sat it up, but they laid it down. So I'm wondering, even though this doesn't represent me, although now I have short hair, it's no longer black, but it used to be. Is this because I was in there laying down, taking a nap? I don't know. Maybe they just moved it to move something, so I'd know they were up. However, they could have moved any of those things, and they picked that. And they even had to move the cat and stuff to get it out. So, when I went back inside to get the camera and everything, and I went out and talked to Jim for a second on the front porch, and then I noticed some stuff that they did on the front. So let's go look at that. Okay, I was looking for the last picture of this doll that I could find on my phone, and it was, wait a second here, I have to check. It was May 11th, so that's a month ago. But what I was wondering is, it looks like her head's turned, because if you look at her, it's like turned completely sideways. And the last picture I have shows how she was, and it's not turned completely sideways. So, and I haven't, nobody's messed with it. So I think they turned the head to be like that, which is awfully doggone cute, if you ask me. And it also could be some representation of me sleeping. I don't know. I just really don't know. Okay, now we'll go look at the front. The first thing I noticed when I came down this step is that the stick glyph that was on the top step here is moved, and it wasn't this morning. It's like pushed back. So that's how it looks now. And I wasn't sure what happened there, except nobody's messed with it. Nobody's been here, so I come down here and look, and I noticed that they have moved this stick. This is the one that was right here and had that stick leaned up against it that's laying there on the ground. That one. So they moved it from there over to here. And What's weird is I was looking at that this morning thinking it was kind of still there, but hasn't had any attention paid to it. And I thought, well, they're just going to have to take care of their structures. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. And doggone it if they didn't move it the same day that I was thinking that. That's just crazy. So, haven't been the rest of the way around the house yet, but heading that way now. I don't see anything at the moment, but if I do, I'll let you know. This is the one that they put, the sticks that they put below our window, and they haven't moved it or anything, so it's still the same. I've been keeping the hostas cleared away from it, so that I would still be able to see them, and they could see them and everything too, because they were growing up around them. So, at this time, I don't see anything else. But I'll let you know if I find anything. Isn't that cute, that pretty little thing? I planted that this year, and I can't remember what it's called, but I didn't know it had blue little things that grew off of it, but I like it. Okay. This is Friday, June 17th. It's a little after 6:30, and apparently this stick was in my chair yesterday, and I didn't know about it. It was really, really hot, and we'd gone to town, got groceries. I came back. I had a migraine, so I went to bed. While I was in there, Jim came out to just sit on the porch, and he said he noticed a stick in my chair then, and it wasn't there before. I've been checking everything like I do, and there was nothing in my chair before that. So this stick appeared most likely from my Bigfoots, because it's dead center of my chair, as you can see, and it wasn't there prior to me going in for a nap. So Jim said he forgot to tell me about it, because he came out here to sit down and just watch the storm roll in, and he saw that there but forgot to tell me. So anyways, I'm just now learning of it. It's now 6:08, and I just found a gift in the slinky. It's a golf ball. I don't know what that is. Looks like plant matter. Yeah. Pretty nice. Thank you, guys. That's a nice golf ball. Where'd you get it? Also, I dug these lilies up earlier today because they get in my way, and I found these from a long time ago. They got lots, so now I got 3 of them.